He signed a contract not too long ago. The Cowboys are like negative $20 million in cap space. They could restructure some deals and they could free the cap space up like they do every year. And so all of a sudden for Dallas, two big cap numbers that you can flexibly move off of are DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari Cooper. There's been rumors of the Cowboys potentially cutting or trading both or either of them.
Alrighty, so now we go to the final one. And you mentioned to me also to add this guy, Mr. Amari Cooper, apparently may be headed out of Dallas. So, yeah, what does your heart of hearts tell you, John? Does he stay or does he go?
My heart of hearts says he stays.
Okay.
I think it's a lot of rumors. And for anyone who doesn't understand the context of this, he's under contract. He signed a contract not too long ago. But the Cowboys are like negative $20 million in cap space. And they could restructure some deals and they could free the cap space up like they do every year. And I expect that to happen with the offensive line and Dak and stuff like that. The guys who they know they're going to keep. But they can't get rid of Zeke because his contract is basically fully guaranteed. So that's why we didn't include him earlier in the running backs, because there's rumors of them cutting him. It's not going to happen. The dead cap money, if you cut him, is like $30 million. That's ridiculous. Not worth it. Just keep him for another year, because then the flexibility increases greatly next year. And so all of a sudden for Dallas, the two big cap numbers that you can flexibly move off of are DeMarcus Lawrence and Amari Cooper. There's been rumors of the Cowboys potentially cutting or trading both or either of them. I don't think it happens, but if it was to happen with Amari Cooper, I mean, a lot of the same usual suspects we've already talked about, but for him specifically, because it's a trade and his contract is really big, he's making like $20 million a year. It would have to be a team that has a lot of cap space. And so that's where I'm leaning the Jets, Jaguars, teams like that would be more willing to absorb that sort of a contract with their young quarterback, would want, a talented wide receiver like that. Those are the teams that I envision.
I know we're not doing this type of thing, but in terms of ideal trade scenarios, I mean, the Jets, they have two top 10 picks, maybe first-round picks. Maybe they send one of those first-round picks and some other things attached to that package for those two guys. Yeah. They do need another edge rusher. We already mentioned probably a million times here, they need another receiver. So they have two edge rushers, and maybe they keep one of their top 10 picks. And then Dallas, you can get, address whatever you want with that top 10. They have two first-rounders and much more healthy cap situation, too.
Yeah,
just a thought. Not it would be an ideal
I wouldn't
world.
be opposed to it.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, so that would be like a solid trade for both sides. But who knows if they'll actually make the call?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I think he stays. Amari is just like you mentioned. I think they'll restructure some things. But if he does go, like we just mentioned, Jets would be an option. Patriots, I think, would be a very good option as well. They would love a guy like him. And then I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville would, probably pay a premium price because they're Jacksonville. So,
and I would just say on him too, real quick, that the reason I think he personally stays is because there's not really any, like, moving further down in his contract. There's not like any loss of flexibility. So if you keep him for another year or two and you want to go all in, because they still have a very talented team. You hired Mike McCarthy to win playoff games, so why not give him the roster to try and do so? So if they go all in for the next year or two, it's not like, he necessarily loses any flexibility to get rid of him. Now, he might lose trade value because he's getting older and his contract is getting, shorter, but you still have the same opportunity to move off him in the future if you need to. So, yeah.
Also want to throw in the Colts. You mentioned that they needed wide receiver, Amari, maybe another guy off the edge. Maybe they throw in Kwity Paye. I don't know that one first this year, but yeah, maybe next year, then Kwity Paye and some picks. Just, hypothetical trade scenarios.